Most swimmers avoid flip turns their whole life because they're scared of getting water up their nose, not knowing when to roll, or losing so much speed that it feels pointless. But here's the truth. I know people who are 80 years old and I know kids who are 4 years old, and they both can do a perfect flip turn with a clean streamline. So anyone can learn it, and in this video I will show you exactly how. My name is Andre. I was a World Championship Finalist and a World Junior Champion, and right now we have one of the biggest communities in the world and also the best swim training app for swimmers and triathletes who want to get better at swimming. Before we're gonna deep dive into a flip turn, I want to make sure that we understand and we're on the same line. Flip turn is about transferring the speed from one lap to another. So your job is to save as much speed from one lap into another so you can be fast and effortless in the water. So we have two main rules that you have to know about the flip turn. First one is the faster you come to the wall, the easier it is to roll because you have more speed. And the second rule, we want to do our flip turn as fast as possible, because if you're gonna get stuck on a wall, you're gonna lose all of your speed. So for the total beginners who are just learning how to do a flip turn, there's two main drills and you need to be able to do at least one of them to proceed to the next level. And the first drill is actually one of the most hardest part of this whole video for you to practice on, and it's a standing somersault. Your job is very simple here. You just stand on the floor, you jump up, and then you try to do a somersault. So try to make a tight bolt position with your body, bring your knees and chin to your chest, and try to use your arms to roll faster. If you can stand, do a full somersault and then stand again, then everything else in this video will be an easy walk for you. But keep in mind, this is one of the hardest drills because we don't involve any speed here. And remember, without the speed, it's very hard to do it. And the second drill, which is much easier, we try to do the same somersault, but now first we have to push off from the wall. We want to gain as much speed as possible, so you push off with a nice streamline, then you do a double big pull like in butterfly, you keep your arms by your side, and then you try to do the same somersault, and then you just stand on the floor. This should be much easier for you because you already initially have a lot of speed from pushing off from the wall. And if you don't mess up your push off and a big butterfly pull, it should be completely no problem for you to do it. Just remember to be as small as possible, as compact as possible, because if you're open up, it's very hard to roll. But we want to be like a tight bolt position. So those are two classic drills with the somersault that you have to practice all the time when you're just learning the flip turn. You don't need to use anything fancy, you don't need to use any equipment, you don't need to hold the wall or do anything. Right now we're just learning how to roll and how to be very compact in the water. And before we go deeper, swimming is heavily dependent on technique, and the fastest way to improve it is simple. Film yourself and let a professional tell you exactly what to fix. And inside our Swim Success Training app, I personally review your video, your flip turn, your full stroke, anything you send me. You will get a deep analysis of what is right, what is wrong, what your next steps are, and the list of drills that will be the best for you and your goal. Link will be in the description. Now we can get more technical about our turn, and we're gonna talk about it in terms when we do it in training, from freestyle to freestyle. When we're approaching the wall, there's a few rules that we have to follow. And the first rule, you should always come up to the wall with your head first. So your arms has to be by your side. The worst thing you can do is to approach the wall with your arms in front of you, because it will be just unnecessary movements. And it will be also harder to do a streamline later, because remember, when we come into the wall, we want to do the flip turn in a very fast way, so we're not gonna waste any time, and we're gonna save as much speed as possible, and we're gonna transfer the speed to the next lap. So always approach the wall with your arms by your side. And then on the question, when should we do the flip turn, we have one simple rule. It should be always approximately 1 arm length from the wall. So the drill here is you can just stand next to the wall, you extend your arm, you touch the wall with your fingers, and this is your personal trigger point. So you just try to remember the approximate distance right now between you and the wall, and this is when you should start doing the turn. Because remember, we're still moving forward, so we need to have enough space to roll fast and safely so we can land our feet nicely and we're not gonna hit our heels on the edge of the pool. The next one is how we land our feet on the wall. So now we're in the process of rolling, and we have to bring our chin and our knees close to our chest so we can be as small as possible. And then on the question how we should land our feet on the wall, it's very simple. You don't need to overcomplicate things, you don't need to roll in any other way. We just try to do a front somersault and we'll land our feet exactly at 11 o'clock or 12 o'clock. We don't need to land your feet horizontally because it will just slow down your flip turn, and we don't want that. So you land your feet at 12 o'clock, you're not wasting any time, you're pushing off straight away, and only then you rotate while you're already in the streamline position. And when I'm explaining this rolling motion and how to land your feet on the wall, many people will ask me this question, but what about the breathing? I always have so much water coming into my nose. And the answer here is very simple. As soon as you start rolling, you have to exhale through your nose. You don't need to exhale forcefully, but you need to still blow a little bit of bubbles so the water won't come into your nose. Your mouth is obviously closed, so you just need to take care of your nose and everything else will be totally fine. So now let's imagine we're already almost finished the rolling. Our feet almost touch the wall, but what about the arms? What your arms should do when we roll it? And the answer here is even simpler again. You don't need to do anything with them except one thing. We have to keep them straight. When you come to the wall, you have to keep your arms straightened by your side. And when you start to roll, you have to press them down, and they will serve a role as a leverage to bring your legs faster over your body. And on top of that, because they're already straight and they're already by your side, it will be much easier to do a quick streamline. Because remember, when our feet land on the wall, our streamline has to be already waiting for it. We don't want to waste any time, because the worst thing you can do is when you finish your roll and your feet land on the wall and your arms are somewhere. So never try to bend your arms too much, never bring them close to your stomach, just keep them straight, press them straight down and make a streamline as quickly as possible. So your streamline will be waiting for your legs and not vice versa. Now we're going to the part 4 of this video, which becomes even more technical, and it's those smallest things that separate good flip turn from the elite flip turn. There's only a few rules that you have to follow, and the first one is about the breathing before the turn. The worst thing you can do is to breathe right before the turn. Ideally, we want to take the breath around 2-3 strokes before, so we can aim better and see the wall and know exactly when we need to turn. But if you take a breath right before to the side, it will be very hard to aim properly and you might mess up your turn. And even the worst mistake is what we call a donkey breath. And usually it happens when you're really tired and you come to the wall, and right before the turn, you lift your head up to take a breath. And then you kind of roll, you take a breath, you look exactly on the wall, and then you start to do the roll. And this is the worst thing you can do for one simple reason. When you lift your head like in butterfly up front, you're losing so much speed that your flip turn becomes much slower. You're losing so much speed and it actually becomes much harder than you think it would be. So to summarize, even if you're really tired, try to take a breath at least 1 stroke before the turn itself. The second small tip would be about our head movement. When we only initiate the roll, try to bring your head down as soon as possible and as quickly as possible, because your body will follow it. And the faster you do that, the faster your body, like a body of the snake, will follow it, and you will have much faster flip turn. Because if you come to the wall and you don't do anything with your head, it will be so slow, and it's also dangerous because your body is still moving forward and you're increasing your chance of hitting your heels on the edge of the pool. And the third small rule is answer to the question, in what position should we push off from the wall? And here we're following the same rule. Our job is to leave the wall as fast as possible. So if you push off on your back, it's totally fine, and it's even the best way to do it for a simple reason. Because when we land, remember, we land our feet around 11 or 12 o'clock, and we want to push off straight away. So we don't have any time to waste to roll to the side and waste even more time. Just remember one thing: when you're pushing off on your back, rotate immediately to the front and don't do dolphin kicks on your back, because now for the last 10 years it's actually illegal. So to summarize, the whole flip turn thing is actually not that hard if you know how to do all the small aspects of the flip turn and you know how to come fast to the wall. Because remember, the faster you come to the wall, the easier it gets. So now you know how to do a flip turn, and not only that, but also you know how to become very good at it. But the turn is only a small part of technique, and the whole technique is just a half, because the other half is a proper training. And inside Swim Success Training app, you can get better at both. A full library covering every stroke and every aspect of swimming, and the most adaptive training plan available right now in the whole world. Inside the app, your training plan will be adjusting every week based on how you swim and how you feel. And right now you can try it for 7 days completely for free. Link will be in the description. I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it for you. If you have any questions, you can write them down in the comment section and I'll personally reply you there. I hope you have a great time and see you soon.